Okay, hello everybody, welcome. Today we are here. We are talking about a wonderful game called Fallout 76. Now, this has been in the works for a while. We've been procrastinating this for quite some time. I was working on Elden Ring, and that took way longer to beat than I originally thought. So we're here. We're playing Fallout now. I kind of wanted to do this because of Alex's recommendation on the Fallout TV show. Now, Alex, you want to say hi to the fans?
Hey, how's it going?
So I'm not very big on Fallout. I've not played a lot of the games. I don't know a lot about it. We've gone over this in other videos. So after seeing the show and loving it so much, I figured, let's play a Fallout game. So you came up with the idea. Let's play Fallout 76. And at first I was like kind of skeptical because I'm like, yeah, it's I heard this is really bad. Uh I'm we'll see how it goes, but we've been playing it now. How much do you think you've played?
76?
Yeah. If
I
you're just
think I got
spitballing, how
maybe
much?
20 hours. Not like I'd have to check my Steam, but it's not a lot. Where like for Fallout like Fallout 4, I think I have like 200 hours on that game.
Oh gosh.
So,
Yeah,
and then like
that's a healthy
New
amount.
Vegas, I also have like 225 or something. I thought I was super proud of those numbers. I was like, oh, I played
Yeah.
the heck out of those. And then I find out like people have like 1,000 hours or something on some games. I'm like, I don't know how you could do that. That's insane.
Well, that I think that just speaks to Bethesda and like the people that love their games. Like just looking at this now before we got onto this call, I was sitting here just kind of looking up what's the length of the game, how long is the main story, what are we talking about? Because from everything I heard from like the initial release, the game kind of released and there wasn't a lot going on in the open world. A lot of the interactions were either through terminals or other players, not through NPCs and quest lines and stuff like that. So I didn't really expect the main quest line to be that long. And then looking at it, they're saying, no, it's like 35 to 40 hours of a main campaign. I didn't expect that at all. And then if you look at other posts on Reddit, they're saying, yeah, but if you actually stop and enjoy the game and smell the roses, you're going to be playing this for like 70 to 100 hours easy.
Yeah,
And
like 30 hours, like for like especially for like a Bethesda game, I feel like it's almost short because like I can't remember off the top of my head, but what's Skyrim?
I'm sure I think Skyrim's longer. I want to guess if I'm going to say maybe around like 60 hours.
Yeah, I was gonna say 60 to 80, but I might be. Oh, that says 40.
Okay, all right.
Oh,
But again, that's main campaign. That's if you're
yeah.
charging the main campaign, you're not getting distracted. So, in a way I can kind of see that, but I was just kind of shocked by that and playing through this now, I don't really have any point of comparison because I've played a little bit of 3, a little bit of New Vegas, and by a little bit I mean like an hour or 2. I played to this day, I think Fallout 4 is probably my most played, but I'm getting close to that amount of time with 76. Like I probably played like around 20 hours of Fallout 4 and then I quit.
So
Um,
it's
Go ahead.
funny. It's funny though because like we've been like playing a little bit. I think me and you together played about 4 hours and stuff,
Mhm.
and I don't think we've touched the main quest line. We've been doing like these side quests, like just trying to get familiar with like working together and like get more familiar with the game because I'm not super familiar with the setup for this one because it's a little different from all the other games. Um, but yeah, so it's super easy for people to get sucked into this game, and like the show uh, hit the nail on the head when it said um, the law of the wasteland is thou shalt always get sucked into some bullshit.
Yeah, that
Um,
really is how it feels. Because I was trying to do the main quest line. Like I've been playing with you and Chase, but I've probably played about 10 hours. I know you jumped in a little bit before I was ready to jump in. And I was trying to get the main quest line, but I was having a hard time even keeping track of what the main quest line was because you kind of go out into the world, and like you said, you get sucked into some bullshit, and you go from, okay, I'm following the overseer, and then now this guy needs my help because these crops are not growing right, and you're testing the water in the area, and you're like, oh, these people are totally not cleaning this water as good as they think they are, and the quest is over. So I don't know.
Well,
I
so what was funny was we were doing is like you, me, and Chase were doing a quest, and I swear I thought it was like a main quest line. I didn't check, but like it was a quest that we all had, and I was like, okay, let's go do this, and we ended up finding like a vaccine for ghoulification or something,
yeah,
and then the quest ended, and I was like, oh, this wasn't part of the main quest line. And I thought it
yeah.
was, like, so it's just so easy to accidentally get sidetracked, and you're like, "Oh, look, a squirrel," like.
It's hard, like, even looking on the map, because I noticed that I was going out a lot. I would be working on a quest, I would finish a quest, then I'd back out to the main map and kind of look and see, okay, where are my pins at? What's near me that I could do? Kind of playing it like I'd play World of Warcraft, where I'm questing, I'm gonna do all the quests right by me so I can save on the running back and forth, and then move to a different area, do all those quests, and kind of group them that way. But I don't know, like, I think you can check your quest log on the Pip Boy as well, is that correct?
Yeah, so you
'Cause
wanna go
I
to your
haven't been doing
Pip-Boy,
that at all.
you go Pip-Boy, then you go data, and then, like, it'll be quest, and it'll have main quests, side quests, and, like, events. Um, but here's the thing, you wanna make sure that you only have certain ones checked, because if you have everything checked, you're gonna have checkpoints everywhere throughout the map.
Yeah,
So you kind of want to help you focus, like stay on track. You want to make sure, like, yeah, I do recommend like double checking to make sure, like, maybe activate all of them and then look on your map, like, okay, so this cluster over here has a whole bunch of checkpoints. I'm gonna go over there and like knock out everything over there. But
yeah,
like when you're doing a quest, you want to make sure you're just focusing on one, because then you might, because it's very easy. Because like this is one thing I really hate about Fallout is if there's a quest outside of the building you're in, and this building has multiple exits, it'll say checkpoint here, checkpoint here, checkpoint here.
yeah. Oh
And
my
so
god,
you're
that's
trying
so
to like
stupid.
navigate through, and like especially if it's like we were when we were doing we did that quest line in the factory. So this factory has multiple rooms, multiple floors, and has multiple exits, and it's like, so the next part of the quest is to get out of the power plant. And so I'm trying to, like, I'm going this way, and I think I'm following a checkpoint, but it's a dead end, because like actually to get out is a floor lower or something,
Yeah.
you know
That I was having that same issue too when we were doing that quest, because it was like there were multiple objectives for the quest, and then within each objective there were multiple sub objectives. Like, you have to repair so many, you have to fill up this bar by either repairing the leaky pipes or the broken terminals or whatever. And it's like, that's fine, but then it is really hard when it's throwing you all these red herrings in all these other directions. But in
yeah.
a way, it's hard because like, if you're playing this like an MMO, which that's kind of how I've been playing it, you wanna leave all the trackers on so you're not wasting time just running across the map. Like, if you wanna be efficient, you wanna do the quests right by you, get all the quests completed and finished and move on, but it doesn't feel rewarding because then it just feels like you're doing tasks and, like, pick this up, pick that up, go do that, and you're not really
So,
seeing the reward of the quest?
right, and like I think one of the other things too is like, um it's almost easier to use fast travel if you can.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Exploration's great and stuff, but it's just like, hey, I need to do this quest, and to do this quest, I need to get over to that area. It's so much easier to just to like fast travel, and it like, because like if you don't, then while you're walking to it, you're going to get sidetracked, or like you're trying to make a beeline to your objective. Okay, now there's a Yagwai that came out of nowhere, and you have to deal with that. Or there's like a horde of super mutants you have to somehow get around, and you're like, yeah, maybe for some people that's like really great immersion, where they're like, okay, yeah, this is part of the game. You're out in this wilderness and survival game, and like there's no shortcuts. You have to either fight your way through or sneak around. But I'm just like,
Yeah.
for like if I'm trying to beat quests and stuff, I'm like, all right, so this is what I have to do. I'm gonna fast travel, complete those tasks, move on to the next thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like a love-hate thing because I do it is very convenient and nice that they put it in there, but I often find myself trying not to use the fast travel because I want to see the world like that. It's fun, you're going out, you're exploring, you're seeing what's out there and you get distracted, but then that leads you to other adventures and I think that's kind of like the biggest part of these Bethesda games. I don't know. I'm coming at it from a weird angle because I'm not into their games. I don't like y- every game I've played of theirs. I have not really fallen into. Even Skyrim, like I
Yeah,
bought it on release. I played it a lot for the Thanksgiving weekend, and then I dropped off. So it's like I think that's a part of the beauty of their games that people love so much. It's like that path, that journey of distractions. Maybe I don't know.
it is funny though because that's I do remember reading online stuff about Sky, how people talked about Skyrim, and it's like it's this huge map and it has all these caves and like explorable areas, and like I was like I never really noticed that. I used because like in the beginning of the game when you get to like Whiterun, there's a carriage outside, and you pay them, and they'll take you and they'll fast travel you. 'Cause you can't fast travel unless you've been to a location. So
Okay,
like
just like
if
in '76.
yep, so I would just book it to whatever location I needed to go, or I would use um like in Skyrim, I'd use like the carriage and it'd take me to a city and I discover it. Now I have fast travel. And like my goal was to just get somewhere as fast as so I never really did the exploration all that much where like, oh, it's this huge open world. I'm like, yeah, full of bullshit that's just in my
Yeah.
way from like stopping me from doing my tasks. So I guess I'm just like where I'm like, oh good, I got a task. They want me to go make 9 daggers or something. Hell yeah, let's go do it. Like
I'm all about making those daggers. Let's go do it right now.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it, and
So
that's where I'm coming into it, where it's like a part of it is I'm pushing myself to just keep doing like, I wanna see what this is about. I wanna see that Bethesda charm and really feel that Bethesda jank. But, I don't know, I'm not sure 'cause I haven't really gotten that far into the game, so we'll see as the story builds up if the moments are bigger and the set pieces are bigger, but so far, a lot of the things I've done in this game and past games, the quests don't really have a big payoff, it's usually some kinda dialogue, then a quick fight, and then either you die or you beat them, and then you move on to the next quest.
well, here's one thing I have to say. Um, like Skyrim games, Bethesda games in general, I think they usually have a pretty good storyline. And one thing that's an issue right now is because I'm playing with multiple people, I kind of feel this rush to like get through dialogue so we can keep
Yep,
going. And
yep.
that's one big thing, especially with like when we did Baldur's Gate 3, is like I was just like, all right, let's try to get through this dialogue as quick as you can because when I'm by myself, I don't care about wasting my time, but when I'm with other people, I'm like, okay, we have to get through this quick. Click, click, click. Let's click the whatever is like quick reaction, best option. Let's just do it. And like, so I think one of the issues is 76 is like we do need to slow down. We do need to listen to the
Yeah,
holotapes because like for the overseer quest line, she tells you you can learn about the area that you're going through and her journey and everything. And like, and I think we're missing out on a lot of that dialogue because we're like rushing to get loot. We're rushing to kill people
yeah.
and we're
Yeah,
like, you
that's like
talk to
when
someone
we're
and like,
playing with Chase, he's going out, he's murdering everything, zombies are coming all over the place, and
yeah,
I'm sitting here, I'm like, "I wanna hear this holotape," and I'm just trying to, like, huddle down and avoid all the explosions, and, that's probably my biggest complaint with this game is I feel like it's the themes are conflicting where it's like it wants to be this multiplayer game, but it's so single player heavy. And it's like,
yeah.
how do you mesh those two without having that problem where it's like if you're playing with other people, you're gonna feel rushed. And when they don't clearly tell the difference between like main campaign and side quest, or they set them up in a way that they easily mix together, it kind of
Well,
sucks for your
especially yeah,
storytelling.
because we're all online, and we don't like if you activated a cutscene or something like a talk scene with someone, that's just you. It doesn't
Yeah,
pull anyone else in, and like so that really sucks too. And then like I think it's better now, but like originally it was just like a ton of terminal entries, and like
yeah.
if you truly like immerse yourself in the game and you go and start like reading terminal entries, you will find some really great storytelling. And like if you slow down, look at the environment. So this one area, it's not main quest line, so it's not a spoiler. You go to this college college campus. I don't know why I struggle with that word so much. And then you find there's like multiple quests there. But in this campus, they're training people to do to be like vault overseers and stuff. So you go read the what experiment they're trying to run because they're doing these like micro experiments to see if it's something to move forward and try on a larger scale. So they lock themselves in the bunk in this like miniature bunker in the college, and the experiment is high density food. So they want high calorie food, like so they're like eating it and they're like it's great. The taste isn't great, but it's giving everyone like the nutritional value that they need, so we can have more food in one vault because it takes up less space. Well, then you find out like this food is like hardening these people's arteries and killing
Oh,
people. So they're having heart attacks eating this food like rapidly. And so they're like, oh shit, we have to call off this experiment. And so they try to signal the outside to open up the vault. And turns out there's a minor power outage, I think that said, but they're like, it's whatever. Like nothing happened here. The bombs went off outside. So they're stuck in this vault, and
oh
they're stuck in
no.
this vault with a limited supply of food and like regular food, and like the food that they do have kills you, and like they don't know that they're stuck in there. They think it's part of a test and stuff, and and it's just this great storytelling because you see the one guy who was in charge of the experiment is like locked away in this room, and then you open up the doors, and outside the door was this like group of people trying to break down this vault door,
Yeah,
trying to get to him because they blame him for what's going on.
and because
And
they don't know what's going on
yeah,
the outside.
so and then like that's just one small area, and this is like this awesome story that took me like 5 or 10 minutes to figure out. There's another story where like you figure out about they make this Nuka Cola moonshine, and you figure out like it really messes you up and causes you to do blackouts, and you like warp out, and you're going through these frat houses finding the recipes and ingredients. So it's just like so there's amazing storytelling.
Well, that's what you said because it kinda stuck with me the one day when we were playing. I'm like, "Yeah, I would really hate to be the guy at Bethesda that has to just go and throw spoons in all these drawers."
Yeah.
And you were like, "Well, actually, it's all about the environmental storytelling," which is kinda obvious looking at it now, but I just didn't pick up on it. Like, they're putting items in there trying to tell you something about that environment. Like, they're putting it there for a reason, and it kind of tells a little story about the area you're in. So once I started realizing that, I'm like, "Oh, okay, that I get it. I respect that a little bit more. Kinda clever. I like it." But going off that a little more, you said that when the game first came out, there were a lot of terminal entries, and it's a little better now. How does it compare to other games in this series? Like, to me, it seems like there's a decent amount of NPCs, but
There are
I
now.
is it
I
way less in other games, or
No, it's about the same. I think maybe it's a little less populated than some of the other games because I haven't found like a city yet in Fallout 76. So like in Fallout 4, you have Good Neighbor, you have Diamond City, and you have what there's another one. Um like you have like and they're like the Underground Railroad and the Brotherhood of Steel, the Institute. They're all these like little encampments or cities. So they'll have like half a dozen or a dozen people in there that'll have like they all have their own stories or their shopkeepers and stuff like that. So I still haven't run into that really in 76, other than like
Yeah, it does seem
Um,
like we'll come up to a
the
town and it's
first
like one person with a quest and
Yeah, it's like the first responders are the only people I've really seen, and I've seen like one or two settlements that's just full of raiders or like super mutants, but like not like a
yeah.
friendly. So like that's the only thing that's a little different. And then like what's different with this one is their chat feels a little different, but I can't put my finger on it. Like because like they'll have like you can pass or fail a charisma check. It'll say like you have to have this much charisma to do this dialogue, which I was like, I don't know if I really like that, but they had another one though where it said like, all right, you could pass it either through charisma or strength, and I was like, that I kind of
Mm,
like,
yeah. So it
where
gives
it's
you an
like,
option, like, if you're building your character one way, you could pass, or if you're building it towards charisma, you could still pass.
yeah. So and like Fallout, there's always been a debate about that where like before it used to be like a percent wise, like oh you have Fallout 3 it has like you have a 53% chance to pass the speech check. So people would do just like they would save their game, talk to the person they fail, reload, and keep trying.
Uh,
So then New Vegas did it where like, okay, you want to pass the speech check, you need to have 70 speech. But then people were like, well, then I don't need charisma because like charisma would be a dump stab then, and they would just put a whole bunch of points into their speech. And once it's at 100,
right,
you pass all speech checks. And then people were like, well, that doesn't really like work either because like, okay, so you can just talk your way out of everything. Like there should still be like a chance of failure or something where like if you
right.
messed up, you can't just like say, "Oh, I'm sorry," and like, "Oh, this guy's so good, such a good speaker that he's forgiven." You know?
Yeah, I do like the element of like, yeah, you could still fail this, and I suppose if you want to save scrub the game, like that's your prerogative. If you want to sit there and reload the game 5 times to do it, God knows I did that in Pokemon trying to catch legendary Pokemon. Like I only have this many Ultra Balls, and I'm not going through this whole cave, so I'm gonna just save right before it and hope for the best. So if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But yeah, I don't know. I kinda like how they're doing this, like, I've come up to some locks where it's like, yeah, you need a lock picking of 2 in order to open this lock, and I didn't have it, so I'm like, "Oh, I guess I can't do it."
So this is what threw me off is like so I I wanted higher lock picking, so I increased my I think it's perception. I think, and I
Yeah,
picked a card that says like expert lock picker, and I already had one of those cards, and I thought you could stack them because you get put the locksmith, and then the expert one, and I thought I could put two experts on there, so I had
yeah.
level 3. Nope, doesn't work like that. So there's some other card I have to find to get level 3. I don't know. So I
So
was very upset. Like I need to now that I'm level 25, I can like redo my cards. So I'm gonna probably do
really?
that, but
Yeah,
I
so
don't.
that
I would
kinda
say
leads into my next thing here because they have a different special system in this game. You have all the different special stats like all the other games. You can level them up all the way up to level 15. How do you like how they handled it in this game where each level you get a pack of cards, the cards are randomized based off the stat you're leveling up?
when I figure it out, I'm sure I'll like it better. But right now, I don't like it just because I don't know what cards I'm gonna get, right?
Yeah.
Um, and so that makes it
There's an
like
element of randomness there.
so there because like you can't I can't build the character I want. I have to kind of build a character that is available to me, kind of thing. So I'm not a huge fan of that. But I do like that it's different and they tried something different. I think Fallout 4 did it perfectly. I think that they need to like adjust it some of the perks a little bit. But I think Fallout 4 is great cuz like you can see the list of everything that's available to you and like you want if you want the pain train perk, you have to put 10 points into strength and then you can get it kind of thing. And then like it has There's a guy called Fudge Muppet. He does great character builds, and he shows you how to like what ones really synergize, and luck is like super overpowered and stuff. So like I don't I'm still learning how to like synergize these cards and stuff, and like because like there's like it's like, oh yeah, get these perks and your shotgun does more damage, and then this perk and your shotgun has less spread and stuff, and I'm like, okay, I'm building this shotgun guy, but also I'm not getting any more shotgun things. So I was like, well, I kind of wanted to do a melee guy, but I'm not getting any melee cards, so
Yeah,
like
yeah. Yeah, that's something I didn't really realize either because the way that it works is like as you're leveling up these special stats, like if you go for strength, for example, like you level up your strength, you go from 1 to 2 to 3, you can equip 3 cards of a level 1 status. So
yep.
then as you're leveling up these cards, sometimes if you get 2 of the same card, you can combine them to get a stronger card. But I didn't realize like if you equip a level 2 card, you can still go and equip a level 1 card on top of that. So, it when I realized that, I'm like, "Oh, that's kinda cool because now I can do this and that. Because I had, like, multiple slots where I didn't have anything equipped because
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't have
I
anything that would fit in here."
I got to like level like 6 or 7 before I realized that because I only had one card in each slot,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
it said I
like,
put like a level
unusable
one
points
card,
or
and I had 3 points to spend, and I put a level one card in there, and it says like, "Oh, you have 2 unused points." It's like, yeah,
yeah.
but I don't have a level 3 card to put in there. Like,
Yeah, and I'm trying to get a level 3 card, but you're not giving me anything to level this card up to level 3, so
yeah,
what am I supposed to do? Yeah, I don't think that was very clear, but, I guess we did both pick up on it at some point, so
yeah.
know.
Um, there is like legendary cards too that we'll eventually get. I'm not sure how to get those yet. I think you have to level up, or I think you have to max something out, and then you can like go on to that. But it's supposed to get pretty crazy like as you go on. I think, but like we're just not there yet. And like
Yeah.
I don't know, I haven't fully explored the map. I haven't gone to like Atlantic City, and I think you can go to the Pittsburgh. I can't remember if that's true or not, but like
Oh,
they
really?
tried to add a whole bunch of other stuff to this game to like get people into it. I
I
don't know.
heard some of the newer stuff that they've added is actually very good,
Yeah.
so we need to get there at some point, but, what do you think about the map? How does the map compare to other maps? Is it, like, your favorite Fallout map, or it's hard to say when you haven't explored the whole thing, but what are your
um
first takes?
I I do kind of like the fact that when you look at the map, it's not uh like a plain map or whatever. Like the old ones. It's like one of those like amusement park maps, like
Yeah,
like, oh yeah, this area is
stylized.
Animal Junction or whatever and stuff. So they're like, so I do like that. The environment's really nice. I do like the fact that there's foliage because all the other like there's actually like a variation of color because when you're playing Fallout 3, it's like a bunch of grays or and like just like everything's the same color. Fallout 4 it did a little bit better, but I had to download. I forget that Fallout 4 doesn't really have a lot of foliage because I do every time I play as I use the greener pastures mod or something. I can't remember what it's called, but like adds floral, adds grass and like plants life and stuff. So
Yeah,
I do like the fact that there's that. I like the fact that like I think the environmental storytelling is really good too because there's remember that one area where everything looked like it was covered in snow. It's
yeah.
because like there's like these aerosol fertilizer machines that were never shut off, so they're just constantly spraying fertilizer
Mm.
across these fields. And I was like, that's pretty cool. And then you go to some other areas, and it's just like there's supposed to be like a nuked out area that I haven't been to yet, but like that's where it got hit by a nuke. So it makes sense that
Ew.
place is a little scorched. Makes sense that this place wasn't really like this mountain area. No one lives there, so it's still kind of like foresty and untouched. There's like campgrounds and stuff. Like, so I like the variety in the map. I think they did a really good job on that. I'm really glad that they added more NPCs. I wish they'd add maybe some more because I would really like, and I think maybe Atlantic City has it, but like I would really like just a safe city where I can go in and buy and sell goods and trade and like just not
Yeah.
have to worry about enemies or anything.
Speaking about buying and selling goods, how do you manage your carry load and being overburdened? I feel like I am constantly overburdened. Am I just picking up way too much stuff? Like,
Well,
what should
what's your
I
strength?
stopped. I'm leveling that up. I've been focusing on leveling up the strength because of
Because
the equip load and
well, so
the
like so
carry
like I said
burden.
earlier, like I did like a shotgun and a melee build because like one, I'm a terrible aim, and two, I was like, well, I'll never have to worry about ammo if I can just beat the crap out of everyone. So
Yeah.
I put like I got 10 points of strength right away. So my carry load is like 200, 210. So
Okay.
that's the first thing.
I've
Second,
noticed that, like, since I've started leveling up my strength, it has gotten better. It's not happening, as often, but it still happens.
yeah, and like there's perks too that you can get for helping carry load. I don't know, I don't get them, but another thing is, I basically got the weapons that I want. So unless they're like legendary, I don't, or like they have like some kind of special perk to them, I don't pick up guns or weapons. I pick up, so I go up to a body, I click, um, examine all nearby like all the nearby corpses, and I just pick up ammo and food and water, and like that's it. Or like and
Okay.
like junk, I guess, and like I scrap the junk as fast as I can. But yeah, that's the
That
main thing that I do.
I just feel like I'm constantly, because 'cause I'm running around, I'm like, "I don't know what I need. I'm gonna grab everything," and then I'm overburdened, and then I can't fast travel anywhere, and then I'm sitting here and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I have to go so far to scrap all of this stuff and clear out
Yeah,
some room in my bags."
yeah.
So that's
I
something I've been, like, trying to
you
deal with
also
more.
another thing. Look at uh, aside from junk, look at your what mods you have. Look at how much water you're carrying because water is like I think 1 pound per water.
Okay.
Look at make sure you dump waste rotted food because food if you have like cooked
Yeah.
food it spoils.
Yeah, I noticed that. The one day I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be super prepared. I'm gonna cook up all this stuff, and then I'll venture out and I'll be good to go." And the next time I looked at my food, it was all rotted. I'm like,
Yeah,
that's terrible. So
yeah.
what's the purpose of cooking the food at all then? Just like,
It
why would you do that?
I think when you cook it, it does extend its shelf life, but it still has like there's a condition bar next to your food, and it's like slowly goes down as time goes on. It's like a little countdown timer. But I think if you cook
Mm,
it, it extends it again, and it'll slowly. So like cooked food will last longer than just like raw meat, but not super much. And also when you cook
okay.
it, you get much more benefits. I think there's less radiation, and it'll also be like, okay, so now instead of like healing you, it heals you and restores some AP, or it'll heal you um, and give you a strength bonus or an agility bonus or something because you feel so full, kind of
Hmm,
thing. So
cool.
those are like the benefits for cooking.
Interesting. Well, that gives me some stuff to think about. Thank you for joining me today. I just want to sit down and kind of pick your brain over Fallout. We'll definitely be back. We're going to play some more Fallout. We do have to get a few other videos out for the channel. We will be doing a video on Deadpool at some point. We will be doing a video on Berserk at some
Yeah.
point. So we got a lot of balls flying around in the air. So we got to figure that out. But we will be back. We will be playing more. And the new World of Warcraft expansion is coming out soon. So I'm probably not going to cover that very much on the channel. But I do plan on playing it. So I'm going to at least get to the max level so I can play with the dudes. And then I'll be back to Fallout. So stay tuned. We will have more Fallout coverage to come on the channel. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can leave them down below in the comment section and we will respond. And if it's a good enough discussion point, maybe even mention it on the next video. So until next time, we will see you later. Goodbye. This video is brought to you by your support on Patreon. Visit patreon.com/grouchygus94 to help support the channel.